Hi, friends. Yes, this is my Rush review. As you can hear, my voice is a little rustic or rustic. But let me just start out by saying thank you to my daughter, Michelle, who bought those tickets for CJ and I. Me for Father's Day, CJ for being a heck of a guy that he is. But, you know, quick history, the first concert I took CJ to when he was 10 years old or whatever it was Rush at the Hollywood Bowl. And I would say it probably ignited his fire to kind of do what he's doing now. He certainly learned how to play guitar after that. But all that being said, what was the show like? Well, so much emotion, specifically because obviously the drummer, Neil Peart, passed away years back from a brain tumor. So they got this young lady. She's not that young. I think she's 40 something, 43 or something. But she was Jeff Beck's drummer prior to this. And Jeff Beck's guitar tech also happened to be Geddy Lee, the bass player for Rush's tech. And that's how they hooked up. And she was magnificent. She was great. It was a 3-hour show with an intermission in the middle of it. And, the takeaway very simply is musicians love to play. Obviously, they were down for like 10 years after Neil died and had to kind of process the whole thing. But musicians love to play. And what these guys play, even if you're not a fan of Rush, you still have to respect the musicianship that these guys have. Geddy Lee is easily one of the top 3 bassists in rock and roll specifically. And Alex Lifeson is just phenomenal as well. So here's this young woman playing Neil Peart's parts, and she did it flawlessly. And I think tonight or last night was probably her best show leading up to that, simply because the first night was, just trying not to make any mistakes and, being a little bit tight. And then obviously the next night she's better. But there was just a great fluidity with her tonight and knowing the songs even more and not having to think about it. And she was phenomenal. The only thing I could say is, Neil Peart was a monster. He was a big dude, and he hit those drums very hard. And I think for her, as the show goes on, it gets you tired. I stood for 3 hours, man, and I'm tired. Of course, I'm a little older, but it was just fantastic. I'm going to post. I didn't take a lot of video because I hate doing that. But I'm going to steal a couple of videos that other people took of last night. I'll put them up. But I did shoot the opening because I love the opening of rock concerts. But, if you get a chance and you're obviously not in LA, and I think there's one more show here, but they're playing across the country in Mexico City, go see it. Go. Because it's like I've always told my kids, if you get a chance to see the greats, you got to do it. Because if you miss out, you're going to miss out. And just phenomenal musicianship and a lot of emotion. I remember looking at Alex Lifeson, the guitar player, during one of the Neil Peart tribute songs that they do with videos of Neil behind him, and him just having his eyes closed, and you could just totally see him reliving the last 50 years of playing with Neil, or 45, 40, whatever it is. But all that time that you spend with somebody that you were so close to and experienced so much with, and they're gone, and that reflection's always going to be there, even if you're not a musician, for all of us, but specifically those guys and the songs that they crafted. Neil Peart, the drummer, wrote every song, and it's just it's an incredible legacy, and it was so great to just be able to live in it for a night and hang out with my kid, and to be part of this communal musical thing with my fellow LA crowd that was so into it. Everybody was singing, everybody was appreciative, everybody was super cool. And I was at the Forum, which is one of the most legendary venues in Los Angeles. So anyway, that's my review. I'll put up some videos. God bless all of you. Rock and roll. See ya.